Over the years, I've had a lot of requests to see some of my more rare axes, or valuable axes, if you will. So I thought today we would do a tour of my tiny little office here in the house, and kind of like where I keep my most valuable axes or rare axes. And I'll show you guys some upgrades I did to the office as well. I just got a new desk and chair, and I'm pretty excited about that. And this is honestly the cleanest this is going to be for the rest of the year after I shoot this video. So I figured we'd do a little walk around. So let's start here, guys. These are the stairs leading up to our house. The lighting is terrible. I apologize for that. So I'm not going to be able to give you a close look of any of this. Well, maybe I'll bring you up the tripod. Yeah, this is the plumb area. Let me grab you guys off the tripod and we'll go over some of these axes, because you actually want to see these things. Some of them are pretty cool. So let's take a closer look at the plumb wall. All right, we got all kinds of fun. That's a plumb Boy Scout hatchet. Oh, the lighting is awful. I'm sorry, guys. This isn't not ideal for filming. That's just a plumb hatchet. Then we got some half hatchets, rock pick, and another plumb hatchet. And this is another Boy Scout axe. This is like a boy's axe. That's a new old stock plumb hewing axe. Hewing axe. It's a full-size hewing axe. It's on a bent or curved handle like it should be. This is a plumb Connie with the stickers still intact. 3.2 Connecticut pattern. That's a plumb cruiser axe. That is brand new. My good friend Mike Miller hooked me up with that thing. It is gorgeous. And then Mike Miller also hooked me up with this plumb Tassie that's new. Never been used on original handle. These are all permabonds, I believe. Yep. And then that's just a really clean plumb double bit. I believe it's the original handle, but I really don't know. And as you work your way down the stairs here, we've got the BBB collection. So I got this side of a box. I believe it was from one of you viewers years ago. I met up with a gentleman that watched the channel. He lived here in Ohio, I believe. And I picked that up from him. And then this is a double bit. I hung this one on my channel years ago. This is such a clean, crisp BBB embossment, 3.2. That is on a at the time prototype Killinger double bit handle, but those were very successful, and I sold several of those back when I was selling handles. No, I don't have any for sale. Then this is a nice hewing hatchet BBB. All right, guys, so as you come down the stairs here, there's like this little kick out wall, and I've made this my desk area. And like I said earlier in the video, I just recently upgraded my desk and chair. Much needed upgrade in my office, I must say. I had a very old green, almost school desk, one of those steel ones. They're super heavy and not very comfortable. And it just looked awful in here, but it's what we had, so that's what we run with. It kind of matched the industrial cabinet I still have here. I have to get another cabinet for the printer, but it's, you know, baby steps. Can't do it all at once. Pretty cool desk. This is a flexi spot adjustable height desk. It's got several different height adjustments, so you can use it as a standing desk or a sitting desk. I like to have choices. So it's pretty neat. You just preset your settings and hit a button, and the desk lowers and raises all for you. It's amazing what technology they have now. As I've mentioned, this is the Flexi Spot dual motor E6 desk with bamboo top. The dual motors effortlessly lift up to 355 pounds. E6 can withstand impacts of over 355 pounds over 20,000 times. with a tensile strength of 28,000 psi, surpassing even steel in endurance. Flexi Spot is even confident to provide a 15-year warranty on the desk frame and motor and 2-year for the control panel and electronics. As you can see, I'm sitting on this desk running it through the memory programs that I programmed into it off screen, and it is easily picking me up. Now, I'm not going to tell you how much I weigh. I am less than 355 pounds currently, thank goodness. But I'm no small boy, and this desk is handling my weight with no issues at all. And it's stable. I'm rocking this thing pretty significantly at its highest point, and it feels like I'm sitting on solid ground. This is overkill for any office desk, if you ask me, but it's nice to know that you have it if you need it. So, you know, if I want to rebuild a small block Chevy on my computer desk here in my house, I guess that's an option. I picked this up off of Amazon. It came in 2 different packages, and it was fairly easy to assemble. This is a nice bamboo top and then steel black legs. It's got dual motors in it, and somehow the motors are already synced up. You just assemble it and plug everything in and start hitting buttons, and this thing raises and lowers flawlessly and very smooth. Like I was saying, you just click these buttons, or after you program them in, you can manually raise it and lower it. But I have a couple different settings pre-programmed. You just hit the button and it does the rest. Now, of course, if you get a new desk, you got to have a proper chair. And Flexi Spot also makes a variety of chairs, and this one is comfortable. It's got a lot of features built into it. It's, first off, this cushion's like a memory foam. It's very, very, very comfortable. It's got a nice footrest here, and you can really lean back in this thing, adjust your headrest where you want it, and I mean, you could kick back and watch your favorite YouTuber. Guys, this chair checks all the boxes, really. It has multiple adjustment flexibility with a 2D headrest, 3D armrest, 90 degree and 120 degree reclining backrest, flip up armrest. Also has a breathable mesh back for all day comfort. Has superior comfort with memory foam cushion, 4 inches thick. Ergonomic, high level support, consistent support for the back and neck. This chair literally does it. I like this guy. He's pretty good at restoring axes. It's got one heck of a Norland collection. Anyways, pretty cool chair. I've never had one this fancy. The armrests are movable. You can have them down or put them up. Kind of makes it nice for playing the guitar. Like I said, this headrest is adjustable fully. It's got a nice adjustable lumbar support. And then obviously, what would an office chair be without adjustable height? So you can make it as low as you want or as high as you want. It does have another nice feature of the back folds into itself. So you can stow the whole thing right underneath your desk and get it right out of the way. Alright guys, moving right along, right over my desk here is my collection of guitars. I just have them hung on the wall with these little actual guitar hangers, and it keeps them up out of the way, and it's probably the best way to store them, I would think. Keeps them from getting scratched or kicked or knocked over. As we move down, we have a bookshelf that I made. It's full of books. A lot of Eric Sloan books up here on top, some Bibles, and then just a bunch of other stuff that I'm interested in, stuff I've read, stuff I haven't read. You know, typical office bookshelf. And then I have this old cabinet here that it's here because it serves a purpose. It holds our printer and stuff for the printer, you know, paper and office supplies. And then I have a nice shelf over here full of Bibles. Those are some of my favorite Bibles. I like to keep them in this little organizer. And there's some to be read books on top here. A little bit of dust. A little bit of dust. Anyways, that's wrapping up this side of the office. Let's turn around where all the really goodies. The really goodies? Where the really good stuff is. All right, so just at the end of the stairs on the opposite side of the room from the desk, we have a couple other goodies. We have a few things displayed in our window here. With one of these council tool, limited edition, what did they call these? The saddle cruiser? This one's the one that they numbered. I don't think they make this anymore. I think they made them in 2016. Yeah, from 1886 to 2016 was like a commemorative of how many years council tool had been in business. There's a little embossment there. I can't remember what the 130 and the 79 signifies. One of them is like, oh, this is number 79 out of 130. That's how many of these they made. 130 special. Yeah, it was 130 years. So 130 special heads, and then I got number 79. It's all coming back to me now. That was back in 2016. Come on. So I have that sitting in the windowsill here. And then just some art, some more books, and then my beloved cigar box guitar. That's a really cool, fun little thing to have. So we turn around, we got our crossbow sitting here. Well, we got to be careful what we say in the video now. It is a seed dispenser safe, or we could just call it a safe. It's a safe. On top, we got the American flag. We got some 25mm shells from Bradley's. And then next to it is a U.S. General toolbox, which I keep some more seed dispensers and accessories, as well as knives and flashlights. It's just kind of like my EDC box. Maybe I'll do a members only tour of these two cabinets, if you guys are interested. Well, I don't have very many members, but maybe that would drive some interest to become members, and I will do a full-on tour of these two boxes. That would be definitely a members only video. Got the old banjo hanging up on the wall. That was my dad's. It's a tenor banjo. A couple little leather items that I made. This bag. Well, can you guys see that still? Oh yeah, you can still see. So I made this. This is a messenger bag that I'm playing around with the design on. I kind of like this one. I think this one's the keeper. I don't know. I want to try one more style. I think I'm going to do it with the stitches exposed. And I want to try, these are 1-inch straps. I want to try them with 3/4 inch straps. But overall, I'm happy with how that's turned out. Something else I got to play with. This is the axe roll. You guys seen that in some videos before. This is a Frost River growler pack. Pretty cool little item I bought years ago. And then here we have a council tool FSS boys axe. This was a Whiskey River trading thing that they did a while back with the little sticker on it, but it is an FSS boys axe from Council Tool, just with their sticker on it. Nice axe. That sits on top of this vintage desk. So let's come in closer because I want to show you guys a close-up of the Norlands, and maybe we'll look inside the desk. Nothing special in there. I think some more Dick Prinicky books. So sorry to take you off the tripod, but the lighting in here is playing heck on this thing. So this is just a display case that I put some of the Norlands in, and I call this the Norland starter pack. So These are the most sought after Norland items, I think, whenever you first start collecting Norland axes. So, of course, over here we have the tomahawk, which I can't remember what they called that. Yeah, Norland expert, can't remember. You get what I'm talking about. And then we have the saddle cruiser, and then the small hatchet, and then the Green River knife. And these are all really cool. This one actually says saddle cruiser on it, but it doesn't say Norland, which is common for the script version of that. And then obviously the actual tomahawks never said Norland on them, but the sheaths did. So, and then there's the original sheath for the saddle cruiser. Very cool pieces of history right there in the Norland collection. This is just an old desk. My wife just recently found this chair for it. It's actually perfect. But just an old desk that I keep this big Biblica Bible Atlas on top of it. This is a big book, and it's kind of a coffee table book. It's got a lot of pictures and stuff in it, but yeah, we don't do much at this desk. It kind of collects things. Very cool antique desk, though. The lid does flip up, and then it's got some Dick Prenneke books in here. I haven't had and some of the Dick Prenneke DVDs. I haven't found a place on my bookshelves yet for all these. How's so much dirt get in here? Anyways, you get the idea. Alright, so working our way down this wall, we have the axe cabinet, for lack of better terms. So this was actually a pew cabinet that I converted to hold my axes, and it does a pretty good job. So let's go in for a closer look, because this is where all the magic is. All right, no particular order. We'll just pull these out one by one and kind of show you guys. This is a Belknap Bluegrass double bit that's in all original condition. It does have its original handle with the original sticker on the handle. It's a pretty cool double bit. This one is a Collins, just a Collins. This is like a late model Collins. So this would have been like towards the end of the era for Collins, what their quality was like. And I do believe that is an original stick, which is terrible, if I'm being honest. This one is stamped to M3.5, which you'll see that a lot with no sticker. So typically when you see that, that was Collins axes, and I believe made by man. I'm not 100% sure about that. This is an all original, just beauty of a True Temper Kelly Perfect, and it's a 3.2 pound head, has the phantom bevels, all original, just perfect bit. This is the original handle. Says True Temper. Finest quality on it. There's a little stamp up here, 15W21, whatever that stands for. But very, very nice axe. A little bit of a thicker handle, but all original. Probably from towards the end of their run of axes. This is a Stanley sticker label, and it's a Job Master axe. So it's a Michigan pattern. Original paint, original handle. Just it even says Stanley. It's got the old Stanley logo on it. Pretty cool piece of history there. It's got Stanley stamped in the head. I don't know if any of this is focusing or not. I've got you guys. I'm not looking at front view camera here. Another True Temper. What was this one? Yeah, another True Temper Kelly Perfect. This one is in not such as good a condition. It's got some red paint on it. I don't think that's original, but it does have the original handle on it. And it looks like I bought this back in 2021. There's the price tag still on it. All right, now for the heavyweights. This is a Boys Axe Black Raven, and this is one that I hung years ago. I really need to redo this because it's not a great hang. I mean, it's an okay hang, but it's before I really knew what I was doing. But this is a Boys Axe with a boy's eye, Michigan pattern, original Black Raven. My wife actually bought this for Christmas for me one year before Black Ravens got real stupid. This one you guys will recognize. I did a video on this on my channel. Restored this thing from terrible to awesome. The paint's not holding up so well. It's got some chips here and there, but it did turn out decent. It was a nice restoration. This is hung on a Killinger handle. And I did a dye job on it, and this is a completely redone axe here. It just turned out amazing. Okay, another Black Raven. This is a genuine cruiser axe. This is an actual cruiser axe. You can tell that by the size of the eye. So it's roughly 2.5 pounds. Even has a 2.2 stamp on the back. But it is a Black Raven. And I don't know if that's the original handle or not, but it is a sweetheart of a handle. Of course, it's in very rough shape, but it feels amazing. Someday I'll restore this guy. This is a very sweet King Cutter Connie. And I don't know if I'm more excited about that handle or the fact that it's a King Cutter Connecticut pattern axe. I mean, look at the curve on that handle. That is just a sweetheart of a handle. So, yeah, I love this thing. One of these days I'm going to copy that handle for my own personal use. No, I'm not getting back in the handle business. All right, this is another King Cutter Boys Axe this time. Pretty sweet little axe. It's got a real nice crisp logo on it. Oh, this is a True Temper Kelly Perfect Michigan pattern on original handle. Nice phantom bevel Michigan original handle. Very nice. That's why it lives in here. I know a lot of the guys are like, I don't have safe queens. I don't. All my axes are users, and I totally understand that. Like, you gotta keep in mind a lot of these axes were purchased before axe prices got ridiculous. I've been collecting axes for a very long time, and I have so many axes that it's just not necessary to swing some of these axes. I mean, I can enjoy them just as much looking at them as I can swinging them. So they live here inside this safe where they're safe and sound. This one's a really cool axe. So this is a Black Raven, double bit Black Raven. It's a 3.1. It's got a 3.1 in True Temper on the back and a nice Black Raven embossment on the front. I think this is the original Adirondack handle in this axe. And I say that because of this. It's a very old handle. And a lot of times when you see what you think is an Adirondack handle in a double bit axe, it's really just a single bit axe that somebody shoved in there. Well, technology failed me here and I lost the audio portion of this video. So what I was saying in this video is a lot of times a double bit Adirondack handle will just be a single bit that's shoved in a double bit head. But this one, if you look at it, has two shoulders. So it is a double bit handle with a single bit style, meaning it's curved one way like a single bit. And I explained in the video here that the reason for that is back in the day when they swung axes all day long, they would use one bit of the double bit typically, so that the curve would be like a single bit for that bit, if that makes sense. The second bit was either a backup or ground at a different angle. So it was more comfortable to have a curved bit than a straight. I also talk about the grain. The amount of growth rings in this wood is many, many more per inch than like modern handles, our current handles are. So we know it's old wood. And then also I'm talking about how thin this handle is, which we all know vintage handles were thinner. You know, new style handles are more like baseball bats than anything. There I am talking about how tight the grain pattern is. And the grain pattern in this axe handle is in the wrong orientation, but that doesn't matter. I'm just talking about how tight the grain pattern is. So that's an original handle in that double bit. So it is an original Adirondack Black Raven. This is also a very unique wedge system that True Temper used to use. It's a metal wedge with a flat top on it. And I think it was removable and then reusable is the idea behind it. I have two of those now. This one, and then I have one floating around somewhere that I took out of an old handle. But it's a pretty unique wedge system and would have been accurate for True Temper back in the day. I have no idea what I'm saying here. This is just a True Temper half hatchet, I believe. Just a real nice hewing hatchet. This is a dynamic, True Temper Dynamic, I believe. Another really nice little half hatchet. This is a Belknap Bluegrass that I restored years ago. I hung the head on a nice handle, and then I painted it green just for something different. It's just a pretty unique axe, and then I made a green sheath for it, and it's just a really cool axe. Dayton pattern, 3.5 pound probably. Nice axe, really. I really should use that one. There's no reason not to. It's going to wear the paint off, but I don't care. That's just a tiny little double bit axe I have laying around, no name. This one I believe is another True Temper hewing axe or hewing hatchet, but this one's been welded. It was welded right there at the bit in the eye. I don't really think it would matter. I actually someday might grind that down so you can't tell, but either way, it doesn't matter. I think it would hold up fine under use, especially for what it is. What is that? Oh, this is a Wetterlings Hudson Bay axe. As many of you know, Wetterlings no longer makes axes. I do think they just re-released some axes recently. I don't know what the story is, but that was a really sought after axe. Very popular with the bushcraft community. Someday I'm going to actually use that for camping. One of these days when I get back into camping, when I find some time, I'll take that out and run it through its paces. I do like Hudson Bay axes. You guys might recognize this one. This is a American Beauty double bit that I restored on my channel years ago. It's got a really nice high polished bits on it. It's got a pretty nice embossment that I repainted, and then I hung it on a Killinger Adirondack handle and then dyed the handle, and it turned out amazing. It's one of my favorite axes in my collection. Not the favorite, but one of them. And it's just a really nice axe. And there I am talking about the growth rings, how wide they are on modern handles. You can see they're much wider growth rings, not as many growth rings per inch as that older Adirondack handle. This is a really nice Kelly registered Connecticut pattern. I think it's the only Kelly registered Connecticut I own. Good friend of mine, Mike Miller, gifted that to me, I believe. And it is a very cool axe. Those Kelly registers are very sought after. Just a couple cheap tomahawks. One's a cold steel for sure. I don't remember what the other one is, but the one I kind of like pimped out. I made a rawhide sheath for it and did something to handle. And I think I salt blacked peroxide blacked the head. I don't know. There used to be a video on my channel about it. This little hatchet was a gift from my friend Joe's Neon. He did a nice little hatchet hang and then made this handmade leather sheath for it with some tooling on it. Put my K initial on there, and just a really nice gift from a good friend. I don't remember what these things are called. They're like a European slip fit bit. I couldn't tell you. I have two of those, and I couldn't tell you what they are. They're just kind of cool to look at. And there's no telling what I'm saying in this video right now. That's just another little European like axe head, hatchet head. What? Oh, this is a sportsman hatchet. It's got a neat embossment on it, like a bear running through a forest or something. That was a very poor representation of that hatchet.
The other side here is the Norland collection. I'll kind of go through this quickly because these are all covered on my channel in their own individual videos. So try to remember the names of these things too. Norland cabin axe. Another Norland cabin axe, another variation of it, but this one does have the cabin script on it. Oh, this one is the Canadian on an original handle. Very partial sticker. One of my favorite Norlands. This is a double bit cruiser. Just a genuine Norland double bit cruiser. This would have been later year production. Not to be confused with the saddle cruiser, although it is often confused on eBay that way. This is another, okay, this one is the camper. It's the Hudson Bay camper. I'm not going to take the sheath off. You can go watch the video on my channel. It's too much work. It's too much work. This one is another Canadian, a little bit more beat up, but it does have an original sheath. The Tomahawk, the actual Hudson Bay Tomahawk. This is the Trailblazer double bit. This is a Voyager, Hudson Bay Voyager in a clamshell. So this would have been the last of the legacy, the last production of genuine Norland axes. And as you can see, it only says Norland on it, which leads me to believe that Norland was newer than genuine Norland. Then another Hudson Bay, same axes, just one's in a clamshell and one's not. This is the log splitter, an original log splitter on the original handle, I believe. No, this is an aftermarket handle. It might be original. Maybe original. This is a shovel, which doesn't say Norland on it. It just says USA. So the shovel, the saw, and the Hudson or the Hunter's hatchet all came in a kit. And it came in, I'll show you that box. Came in this kit, the Hudson Bay campsite tool. And so I have one complete set, but I have two boxes, and the boxes are pretty rough, but I at least have one complete set with a box, which is kind of cool. This here is the ever elusive Hudson Bay machete. This is the rarest Norland of all Norlands. This is by far the hardest one to find because the machete doesn't say Norland on it, neither does the sheath. There is indications that early sheaths did say Norland on them. I believe I saw one on eBay years ago. I've never seen one since, but this is all new in the package with the original packaging. So this is the actual Norland machete, and it's very rare. There's a couple more saws in here, and then no Norland collection would be complete without the Prospector pick. This one happens to be new in the package. I don't have a ton of new in the package stuff. And then this is also a very rare Norland. This is a small Norland maul. I've seen a couple of these now surface since I since bought this one, but would have been made by Man Edge and then remarketed as Norland, like all Norlands. But this is probably what came out in the later 80s, I would say. Very cool piece of history there. And that wraps it up for the Norland collection. Yeah, that's it. I think there's a couple other Norlands that need handles that are out in the shop. But
all right, guys, that's going to wrap up this video today. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. And if you stuck around this long, congratulations, you're officially an axe nerd. I've been hesitant to make videos like this in the past because I don't want it to seem like I'm bragging or boasting about my collection. The fact is like I said in the video, I started collecting years ago. Man, I've been collecting antique tools since my early 20s, maybe even before that. And I just focused on axes over the years, and I got lucky in a lot of sense to acquire some of those axes before things got really out of hand. You know, axes nowadays can be quite expensive. It's good and bad. I mean, obviously I have an investment there now, but also it's kind of slowed me down on collecting axes quite a bit. Don't get discouraged though. There's still deals out there. You just got to be looking for them. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's all about the hunt. Like, really is. Like when you're out flea markets and yard sales and garage sales and antique stores, and you know, you see that axe laying in a corner, you get excited. And it really is about the hunt. It's not really so much acquiring that next axe, it's just finding them. And sometimes you get a deal. Even today, sometimes people are too lazy to take a quick Google search on eBay or whatever and find out what something's worth. And you'll get lucky. Not always, but you do get lucky. And I was just recently at some antique stores here in Ohio, and I noticed there's a lot of axes again. They went away for a while. The last couple of years, you'd walk into an antique store and not find really anything. And there was a plethora of axes available, and not crazy prices either. The prices have come down. So eBay is a different story. So anyways, leave a comment down below of maybe about what your favorite axe is, or if there's something else you guys would like to see. I don't know, we could do another video in my shop, and we could go over the axes out there. Most of those are users. Pretty much all of them are users. So I guess we could do a video on my user axes, if that's something you're interested. But leave a comment down below, let me know. But anyways, that's it. I got nothing else for you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Man, it's gorgeous out here right now. The sun feels good. All right, guys, we'll see you.